Yo, what's up, Internet? Todd Patrick Dorsey coming at you today to talk to you about picking your recruiting niche. All right, so this is a question that a lot of people struggle with, which is what roles do I focus on? What niche do I focus on? And how do I really launch my biz? I understand that the first part is finding clients and what should I go after. So a couple of things. Number one thing to keep in mind is how you start isn't how you finish, meaning that whatever you pick to focus on in the beginning, that may not be the final version that you really end up with. So keeping in mind that we don't have to launch a perfect, airtight 5-year business plan. What we need to do is make money now. So normally when I talk to someone, I recommend starting by recruiting roles that they already know and understand. So have they worked as a secretary? Have they worked as an admin? Have they worked as a property manager? Have they worked in a lab? Have they worked in a call center? Have they worked doing sales? Have they worked in insurance or real estate, or insert any of the jobs that are out there. So usually when I'm talking to someone, I'm going to say the quickest path forward is going to be focusing on roles that you already understand, because you're going to know the jargon, you're going to know the lingo, you're relatively going to know what hiring managers want and look for because you've done that work and you've looked around and noticed which of your coworkers suck at their jobs and which ones are good. So generally I recommend to get launched, focus on roles that you've done. So that means picking 2 to 3 roles that you've done before, getting your messaging and your marketing relatively in alignment. So on your website, if you've worked in a call center and if you've worked at a law firm, you might say we focus on recruiting full-time for law firms and call centers, whatever. I'm just making this up, but you want your marketing to be relatively in line. Then at that point, you just want to test. So you want to get good emails together, targeted to the employers, and then offering a steep discount, a 10% fee in the beginning. And I would say on average, if you sent 100 emails to the correct people, so to the correct hiring managers, they didn't bounce back, and you sent 100 offering to do it at half off, and you haven't gotten one single person interested, that market might not be the best market. It might be a little bit too burned, it might be a little bit too saturated, but I would say somewhere between 100 to 150, because you got to think that 100 to 150 correct emails sent, that's 150 job leads. That means that as a VA or yourself, you probably looked through 400 or 500 to get to those 150, and that's a good amount of work to get done. So I would say a 1% positive response rate, maybe a 0.5%, which would be 200 cold emails, somewhere in that range. If you're not getting a response, it's probably not worth your time, especially since you're already offering a huge discount. So that would mean that once you scale and you grow into really providing a service and charging a full amount, that we're going to be fighting a pretty steep uphill battle. So when I'm working with someone to help them figure out their niche, we're looking at what do they have experience with, what do they understand, and then let's get together just a basic website that has some credibility, that speaks to each of those roles, and then start doing outreach. And then I would look right around 100 leads. 100 leads, 125. It's not necessarily 100% perfect. I mean, if you have deep knowledge on it, it might be worth doing a little bit more, but somewhere around there, if you're not getting a response rate, then I would say, cut it and let's try something else. All that said, you can launch in something totally different. It's just for your first couple wins, it's gonna be easier if there's a decent response rate and you understand it. But by no means is the finished, mature version of this business model offering a huge discount, just filling lower level roles that you understand. Eventually you either want to work your way up the hierarchy or work your way into roles that are a little bit more difficult to fill because you'll make more money doing it. So, when I'm trying to help someone pick their niche, I'm focused, first 6 to 12 months, something they understand, testing, getting their feet wet, helping them, get competent at recruiting, because once you're already competent at recruiting and you understand the hiring manager process and the candidate process, you can speak to it more intelligently. At that point, it's going to be a little bit easier to break into new roles. Not to mention, once you're doing great work for an employer, if they have other roles that they need help with, they're gonna ask for your help, and so you'll naturally have a way to branch into testing out new roles and seeing which ones you like filling and which ones you feel are more lucrative, and then we can start making a decision of what does the mature version of your recruiting business look like. So I hope that helps. Hopefully my daily ramble helped someone out there, and good luck picking your niche. Hey, great video, Todd. Real quick, before I forget, because I always forget to do this, I run a Facebook group that provides support around growing and launching your recruiting company. I'm putting a link to the Facebook group down below the video. I'm in there in the Facebook group weekly providing support around growing and launching your recruiting business. So if you have interest in doing that, please click on the link below, join the group. I'm in there providing support. Also, if the video helped you at all, please hit like or subscribe. It will make me feel warm and fuzzy inside, and it really actually is a huge help for me to help more people launch and grow and make a bunch of money, living a great life, doing recruiting and enjoying and having control over their time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy my other super cheesy videos.